Oh, it's great to see you all here today. Thank you so much for joining us. I love the family feeling, and I love it that I had to get you all to stop talking and listen to me, because that's a sign that we're building community, right? Can we have an applause for community? Yay, yay, yay. So thank you so much for coming and lending your incredible presence to this delightful circle that we're forming here in this beautiful sanctuary, this Cathedral of Kindness. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for joining us online, and I'm going to pass the word to Lonnie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, Bonnie, it was a little different than the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was like so quiet.
It was so quiet.
And everybody was listening to you, or we thought they were listening to you because we didn't really know.
Yeah.
But it is great to have that energy back in the sanctuary, and we're so happy that you joined us on, again, Name Tag Sunday.
Oh.
So you know the rule. There's two. You can be an alias, but make it creative, and you need to introduce yourself to someone this morning. So settle in. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Try and meet somebody new if you can. That would be great. But later. We're going to go ahead and move forward now with the service.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's all about you.
That's right. No, now it's all about Bill. So let's have Bill come on down here. Bill Hadris.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'll get mine out of the way. I'm Bill Hadris with Youth and Family. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
All right. So, everyone deserves to be loved for who they are. It's important to show loving kindness to ourselves and to others. The world is always changing or evolving. The changeless reality, though, is love. Evolution calls us to think of new ways to express and experience our oneness. It is up to us to evolve in how we give back to each other. We weren't born to fit in. We were born to stand out, to be ourselves while showing unconditional love and acceptance to others. So can you think of an act of kindness? Something nice you can do for someone today? In my closing today, I invite you to close your eyes, take a breath, and feel the mystical words of Lady Gaga. I am beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track. Baby, I was born this way. And so it is.
And so it is.
Good morning. Please join me in prayer. Just take a deep breath and remember the miracle that we are all a part of today. This love, this essence, this pure joy of being that it is expressing through us, as us. And I just know that we're all a part of that. And I affirm today's message is just that. The miracle of love, of joy, expressing. And I know that all the behind the scenes helpers today for service are wonderful and miracle makers as well. And I give great thanks for this morning to be with you, unique, beautiful expressions of love. And I release these words into the universal law, knowing that they are already so. And together we say,
And so it is. Namaste. Thank you. And let us continue to keep our focus inward, recognizing the miracle of the breath, this thing that we have been given simply because we are here, simply because we have inhabited a body here on this beautiful planet Earth. We breathe in and we breathe out. And we know that every breath is a sign of the love of the divine. that nourishes our body, but also nourishes our spirit, our soul. It nourishes all of the places that we sometimes neglect. The beauty and the power and the love and the kindness that we already are simply by coming here to the planet Earth. It nourishes this community as we witness the miracles sitting around us, sitting beside us. The miracles in this beautiful building of generous souls that have come together to celebrate wholeness. And in the spirit of that wholeness, in that openness, let us breathe in and go deeper into ourselves, into our bodies, into our spirits, our souls, and listen to the words of our sacred reading.
From Wild Mercy by Mirabai Starr. Contemplative life flows in a circular pattern. Awe provokes introspection, which invokes awe. Maybe you're making dinner, and you step outside to snip chives from the kitchen garden just as the harvest moon is rising over the eastern slopes. She is full and golden, like one of those pregnant women who radiate from within. Suddenly, you cannot bear the beauty. Scissors suspend in your hand, tears pooling in the corner of your eyes. You nearly quit breathing. Your gaze softens and the edges of your individual identity fade. You are absorbed into the heart of the moon. It feels natural. There is no other place you'd rather be. But the onions are burning, and so you turn away and cut your herbs and go back inside. You resume stirring the sauce and setting the table. This is not the first time you have disappeared into something beautiful. Long ago, you relinquished your need for cosmic order and personal control. You welcome unknowingness. Which is why seemingly ordinary moments undo you. The veil has been pulled back. Everything feels inexhaustibly holy. This is not what they taught you in the church of your childhood. Your soul has been formed in the forge of life's losses, galvanized in the crucible of community, fertilized in the rain of relationships, and blessed by your intimacy with Mother Earth. You have glimpsed the face of the divine where you least expected it. And so it is.
And so it is. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am love. I am remembering who I am. I am loved. I am remembering. I am joy. I am remembering. I am peace. I am remembering who I am. in this pristine remembrance. Let us know this as a truth, this wholeness, this heartfulness, this beauty, this power, this love. This is the I Am presence. This is the truth of our being. And let us know this as we breathe in deeply. And then exhale, opening our eyes in love and in service to what is, as it is. And so it is.
I could never see in you less than your perfection. For the love I feel is such a beautiful reflection. Knowing what I know of you, the truth residing in my view, there is nothing I could do but raise and praise it all. You are power larger than you've ever dreamed. You are grace moving forward by every means to achieve all your heart could not deny. And please know I am holding you high. If you have the ears to hear my song of adoration, you would know you are my greatest, most beloved manifestation. Simple as it is for me to cherish your divinity, this is how I'd have it be for you to see yourself. You are power larger than you've ever dreamed. You are grace moving forward by every means to achieve all your heart could not deny. And please know I am holding you high. I am holding you high, wanting the brightest and the best for you with magnificence and ease, watching you beautifully unfolding. And I am so greatly pleased as you stretch forth. I see you soar, and your wings, they touch the sky. And you know I am holding you high. Yes, you know I am holding you
So, quick question for all of you here today. First of all, who needs a hanky? Okay, a lot of you, right? Second question, have you ever prayed really, really, really hard for something and like called all the practitioners here at the church and had them pray for you and then it just didn't happen? Has anyone here had a prayer fail? Has anyone here had a prayer fail that actually was not a prayer fail? The prayer worked by not working because it made room for something greater? Yes. I think that is usually the purpose of a prayer fail, is that it is making room for something greater. So if you're in the process of a prayer fail, right now, take heart, because something greater is coming. And our guest today is somebody that experienced that for herself and for her family. I'm going to let her tell her own story, but right now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, Ms. Jennifer Luce, who is one of our practitioners. Is that a familiar face there, Jennifer?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's Jennifer's little baby named Ruby, right? Yeah.
She looks so small there.
I know, she's a big girl now.
I know. That was on
Miraculous, right?
Easter.
Yeah, babies grow, that's a miracle, right?
Yeah.
And
A good
Ruby, unfortunately, is not, she had a previous engagement today, so she's not able to be here. My people called her people, just didn't happen. But you'll see her again because she is going to be playing the role of baby Jesus in our, in our Christmas Eve thing. We hope, again, her people are still working out the details with her, but that's the plan, yeah. So, Jennifer, I think some people here know you, but we've got a lot of new faces. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and your history with the church?
I'm a Pisces. I'm not kidding, but...
Okay, good to know.
Yes, so I have been attending, both my parents are practitioners, Bill and Susan, and so I have been attending here since I was 12 years old, so a while. And I went away for college and came back, and then when I did come back, I kind of just dove right into, classes and practitioner training. I've been a practitioner for a little over 5 years now, and my spiritual home, the last couple years have been different and challenging, I'm sure, for many of us, right? And I took a little time off to have a baby. So I am back and I'm here and I'm very grateful.
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Well, there'll be many questions, but anyway, tell us a little bit about, say, where you met your husband.
Oh, yes. I met him here. He is also a practitioner. Yeah. We should just start out by saying everything I have in my life is because of this church.
Aww.
And I say that very seriously. It's true.
That's so sweet.
I'm very grateful for this center. So, yes, we met here, and we've been together like 11 years and married.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, after you got married, I did your wedding.
Mm-hmm. You did.
That's the story.
That's another day.
Only wedding where I've ever dropped the rings, and I said not a very nice word when I dropped them. So there's that. Yeah.
We just decided it was good luck, and
it was good luck. Yeah. So that's because of me then that your wedding is
Absolutely.
okay, good. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So when we spoke on the phone before we did this thing that we're doing here, this conversation, we spoke a little bit about how shortly after you got married, you decided that you wanted to expand your family. And tell us what your first inclination was and what happened there.
Yeah. So we had decided we wanted to expand our family, and I'm just going to jump into this, but yeah, we couldn't naturally conceive, and we knew that going into it. We were totally okay with it, and in January of 2018 decided that we were going to go down the route of adoption through foster care, actually, foster to adopt. And we were really excited. We weren't concerned with the how we were going to expand our family. We just knew that we wanted to. And so, we went down that route. It was a lot of classes and training and licensing and lots of stuff, and quite the process. And so we went down that, and much longer than we had anticipated, and then COVID happened. So over 2 years of a process. And then, do you want me to expand on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So during that process, with COVID, lots of things altered our plans, not just our plans, but through the state and federally and all of that. So it put a pin in everything, and we found out we had to redo everything through that process. And so we're like, okay, what do we do now? So we decided to just let it be for the time being. This was in the summer of 2020. And 2020. Yeah. it's all a blur,
Yeah,
right?
it is,
And so,
totally, yeah.
yeah, so we just decided to kind of put a pin in it and see what happens, had a little time to breathe, and then regroup from there, so.
And Jennifer's being sort of understated, as she often is, but I mean, it was a process. You should have heard some of the questions they asked them to fill out, and all of the training and CPR and all kinds of things. And it's not like they were looking for like a very narrow window of what kind of child they would adopt. I mean, you were open to...
Yeah, we were very open.
Open to different ages, different ethnicities, all kinds of babies, and then, or not even babies, even older children, and it just didn't happen for them. I don't exactly know why. I don't understand the system as well as you do, but it's a process. There's a lot involved, as there should be. I mean, you don't want to send a baby to just anybody, but so, and then also she's underplaying her disappointment, right?
Yeah.
So were you disappointed, and how did that feel?
Yeah, absolutely. It was heartbreaking. It was really, really sad. And it was also, you know, when you're going through things and you're in the mud, you can't really see the lotus. And so that's how it felt. It was like, oh, are we even supposed to grow our family? Am I supposed to be a mother? Is this supposed to happen with Greg? Like, all these things go through your mind, right? And it was really sad and upsetting, and it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you're in it, right? And so gratefully, as we know, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll get more to that. But
can I stop you for one second? So you had all these people that were praying for you, like all of the practitioners, me, other friends, and I believe you actually had a prayer group assembled around this process.
Yeah.
And what did it feel like when the prayer didn't work? Like, did you lose your faith, or did you keep going, or what was your response to that?
No, we kept going.
Yeah, I see that.
No, we kept going.
Yeah.
I don't take no for an answer. No, I'm just kidding. No, we kept going. But also, you know, like, talk about our spiritual principles and, like, spiritual law. Like, it is in effect. God is in effect, even when we can't see it. And I always had that in the back of my mind, and so did Greg. And that was, oh, my goodness, so grateful we are, like, for our tools, right? Like, oh my goodness, because it was really hard, and it was really challenging, many different aspects, in, like, emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually, all this stuff is coming up, and it was hard. It was kind of, it was hard to keep that faith and that knowing that, okay, whatever is supposed to happen is supposed to happen, and in divine timing, especially when you want something immediate, right? You want something. It's really hard. So
So who here really likes immediate gratification? Yes, I was just reading about that the other day with brain chemicals and addiction and whatnot. But so we've all got it. But one of the things that I like that Jennifer's talking about too is that it sounds to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me that Jennifer, that you allowed her to feel herself to feel what she was feeling. Like, she felt the disappointment, you felt the perhaps wavering of faith at times, and yet you didn't let it overtake you. And that seems to be something that sometimes we're prone to, is that something doesn't happen, we're disappointed, we say, oh, I shouldn't feel disappointed, and so we smush it down and try and do these sort of prayers that try and kind of beat reality into submission. So did you find balance between those two ends of the spectrum?
Yeah. I think what you were saying, it's like, if we don't feel our feelings, if we don't process what's going on internally, at least for me, it's like, oh, this is going to keep arising in different forms, and so I'm like, okay, let's really figure this out. It's like, why do I want to have a family? Why do I want to have a child? Why, and I'm speaking here today, but this is Greg and I up here, really, like, we talked a lot about this beforehand and are on the same page and everything. So very grateful for him as a partner, and to, like, bounce things back. And I don't know anybody else, whoever else is in a relationship, but sometimes when the other person is feeling really down, the other person, thank goodness the other person isn't, because they can lift you up, and vice versa. And it's like, let's go back and back to reality a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what's really important? What's really going on? And so
Right.
that was helpful.
Right. You know, and in this center recently, we've been talking a couple weeks ago about the Abraham Hicks principles. And so there's this thing called contrast, which is when something happens that you don't want, right? Something that is unwanted comes up, and the purpose of contrast is to clarify what you really do want. And it sounds like you used that contrast of not being able to adopt, you used it to continue to ask the questions that would clarify what you really, really wanted. And then you took that information and you went with it.
Yep.
So let me see if there's anything else. Yeah. So at some point you changed gears. You changed gears and you came up with a new plan. So tell us a little bit about what that was.
Yeah. So we decided, I think it was like the summer of 2020. It's like, let's just put a pin in it. Let's just breathe. Let's just process everything else that's going on in the world right now. Kind of just letting that unfold. And so around the holidays, around Christmas of that year, we're like, okay, let's talk about this again. Let's pick this back up. And both of us decided, we prayed about it a lot, and independently had our own thoughts, and we came together and we decided, okay, let's try IVF, which is in vitro fertilization. And both of us were very clear and on the same page, and we're like, oh, that's really interesting. That was our first thought. And so after the new year, we have other friends that have gone through the same process, and so I reached out to our network and found a doctor who came highly recommended, and we ended up going through that clinic. And the second, I think I told Bonnie this, but I called, and they had a 4-month waiting list just to have a consultation. And I'm like, we've waited this long, what's 4 more months, right? And so I called, and I remember the day and the call immediately, and they're like, well, we have an appointment, it was 4 months out. And I said, okay, no problem. And she goes, would you like to be on our waiting list in case anything opens up? And I said, yes, please. And so she calls me back 5 minutes later. She goes, somebody just canceled. This never happens. Do you want to come in tomorrow morning? And I'm like and so, obviously Greg is needing to come with me. And I was like, I call him, I'm like, can you do it? He's like, yeah, sure. So we went in the next day, and it was just the second, I have goosebumps.
Me too.
But the second we walked in, it was just oh, this is right. It just felt immediately right. Everything. And from our first appointment, it went so fast. I think you remember it. There were very few people that knew. We kept it very private. And it just unfolded, and the ball was rolling really quickly. And so we went down that path, and 5 months later, there was a lot in between, don't get me wrong. A lot. It's very physically demanding, on me and emotionally and all that sort of stuff. But once the ball was rolling, 5 months later, I was pregnant. We were pregnant. So
yeah. Yay! Yeah. And again, it just continues for me to affirm that point, that an unanswered prayer is creating the space for something great, for a new answer to a prayer in a place that you hadn't considered before. Doesn't that happen to you guys sometimes? You're looking here for the answer, and the whole while there's a IVF specialist going, hey, I'm over here, but you're looking here, so you can't see the doctor over there that's saying, I've got the answer for you, right? And how wonderful that when you went in there, it just, we always want signs from God, right? The fact that you got on the waiting list, you were on the waiting list for what, 5 minutes? That's a hell of a wait, Jennifer. Yeah. How did you manage? Yeah. Right. But when the things start falling into place like that, then I think you really know that you're onto something, and that the forces of heaven are rallying around your heart's desire to create something magnificent. And that's the goosebump part of it, is that you just sort of know where you are. And as I recall, I don't remember all of them, but you had a lot of miraculous things that sort of fell into place kind of automatically. And I don't even know if you remember them, but I just remember one thing after another. You kept telling me these stories about, well, I wasn't going to be able to do this, but then this happened, right?
Yeah. So during that time, many of you may have remembered my dear aunt who passed away. She passed away
That's right.
in September of 2020, and she and I were very, very close. And she never had children of her own, and we, as in myself and my brothers, were, I mean, her pride and joy, really. Like, she loved us so much, and she was just amazing human being. Anyway, out of everybody, I think she would have been like the most excited. And talk about the how. So realistically, like, I mean, having a child is expensive as it is, but then doing like in vitro, it's not easy. I mean, it was expensive. It was emotionally and physically like a lot. So I don't mean to make that sound like a walk in the park at all, but the whole time it was like holding that space and that gratitude, and we were very, very grateful and lucky throughout the whole process to be able, and fortunate, privileged to be able to do it. And even like financially, like the exact amount down to like the dollar I was given from my aunt post, and it was just like, oh my God, like this is literally like supposed to happen because of her. And not just her, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And so I was like, wow, it was a miracle.
That's
That's
uncanny.
another little miracle. It's like we would have been able to do it, and it was also like, wow, this is really affirming everything.
Yeah. Just to kind of reiterate, so Aunt Kathy is Jen's aunt, and many of us knew Aunt Kathy. She was a bit of a presence around the church from time to time. She lived far away, and she didn't come all the time, but we talked a lot about Aunt Kathy and how wonderful she was, this great advocate for children, and to have her reach down from the other side and say, here, Jen, here's all the money you need down to the dollar to allow this to happen. Isn't that incredible? Yeah. Isn't that just amazing? I love it when stuff like that happens. It's so good.
Yeah, because it made what we had set aside for it be used for other things for the baby. And it was just like, oh,
yeah.
So
because
amazing.
that baby expense account is going to keep on going, just so you know. I think it's, yeah.
I've heard.
Yes, you'll know soon. I think we're glossing over some of your pictures, and I don't exactly remember what's on here, but let's look at that. Trust in God and take action. What's all that, Jennifer?
Oh yeah, that was my first round of medication. So that was just for like the first month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So trust in God and take action. You know, sometimes in this center we quote the Islamic teacher, trust in God and tether your camel too. This is trusting in God, but putting all those shots in your butt, right? That's tethering your camel.
Yeah,
right?
Having faith, but also like God is in science and medicine and all of it. And it's like, it's not just one thing, it's many things coming together.
Yes, so. God invented science.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Oh, look at that. What's that, Jennifer?
That was the day of our transfer. That's Ruby. Yeah. That was the day of our embryo transfer.
Yeah, you look pretty happy there.
Yeah,
Ruby
I was also on medication.
Well, there's that.
I don't remember that.
Well, it's beautiful. Greg looks happy, and I know he's on
very
medication.
happy.
Yeah.
No, he was not.
Yeah.
He was driving.
I want to read something to you. When there was a little moment of doubt that you encountered, remember? Mm-hmm. And you called me and we talked. Mm-hmm. And I won't go into the whole story. It's kind of gynecological, if you really want to know. So I won't go into the whole story. But anyway, the day before the transfer, right? Somebody decided to have. Oh, when Jennifer was struggling. Me. Okay, it's me. Aunt Connie, not Aunt Connie, what's my name? Reverend Connie, yeah. Reverend Connie said, don't worry about it. That little kid is still packing her suitcases up in heaven. Now she's just getting ready. She's taken a long time to pack. She's probably like me. She can't figure out what she wants to bring, right? And then the day before the transfer, a lot of us, again, that knew about it were praying for Jen. And I had the baby-to-be write Jennifer a letter. And is it okay if I read it? You gonna cry?
Probably.
Yeah, me too. This is June 16th, 2022, which is the day before you transfer, right? And it says, Dear Mommy and Daddy, I am absolute love and I'm packing my little suitcase, getting ready for the next step of our infinite adventure. I am excited that soon I get to become your baby. Wow! I will get to discover dogs, joy, love, lots of pictures, she's a photographer, laughter, The Office, meaning the TV show, because they love that TV show, accordions, because Greg plays the accordion, beach walks, sea glass, disco music, and so much more. So many blessings have already begun to flow. Looking forward to meeting my family, Mom, Dad, and their dog at the time, Molly, with love from the baby to be. So but think about this, probably not many of us out here are looking to have a baby anytime soon. I don't know. Kathy, Christine, Hugh, right? But imagine if you do want something into your life, imagine it writing a letter from the ethers to you and what it might be saying to you. Wow, I am so excited to come into your life as greater love. I am so excited to come into your life as greater peace, greater joy. I am so excited to come into your life as your perfect home, as your perfect employment. What if this is more true than untrue? It just doesn't show up in words, but it shows up in atmosphere and in energy. So that's it, yeah. Let's look at some more pictures here. Look at that. Jennifer's a big girl in the tummy there right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how many months pregnant are you there?
Like 8.5, I
Wow.
think.
You look good for 8.5. Dang,
Thanks.
girl.
Thanks.
Okay. And look at that. She's here.
That was right after.
It's baby Ruby.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. And then what's this? Oh, baby Ruby.
That's when she was like 2 months
Yeah.
in her room.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I think that's, oh no, there she is again with Daddy. That's so cute. I think that's the last one, right?
She's so cute.
Yeah, she is so cute. I know.
I know every parent says that.
Yeah,
she really is, right?
She really is. She's exceptional. Yes.
Greg,
Yeah.
well, you all know. So Greg and I are very private people, and the fact that I'm sharing this is a lot. But also, we had other people in our life that went through very similar things, and it was so encouraging and helpful. So if we can just help one person by sharing our story, then it's I'll share it 1,000,000 times over.
Yeah, yeah.
But he likes to joke, because we did IVF, that we optimized her.
Yeah, optimized her.
That's why she's so amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's funny that we had the phone calls to me are like perfect divine timing, that we had a little phone ring, because maybe that person wants to know about IVF. You tell them, okay? You tell them we got an expert here, because that's one thing that Jennifer wanted me to presence in this, is that she can be a resource for people that are interested in IVF and learning more about it and what the process is. She can show them the picture of all those medications you have to take on the first day and see if that doesn't scare them, and then maybe they're good to go. Jennifer, what's the most important thing you learned from this process?
Oh, goodness. That it really takes a village, in more ways than one, in God and in community. I'm looking over here. My parents were huge, resources for us, but I'm looking at Greg and Lita and Sally and Kevin. This makes me every single Sunday for a year, they sat and meditated with us every single Sunday. And before this happened, before Ruby was even in existence here, and then to the week that I gave birth, it's oh my gosh. And then our community here, and we have friends, and so that's the oneness, right? It's
yeah.
We're all so connected, and it really takes it takes a village.
It does take a village, yeah. And how wonderful. I'm so grateful for you and all of you, really, because we'll all be that village to one another at some point or another. And some of you are already doing it, and if you're not, make friends. Remember Lonnie's rule for today, you got to meet somebody new today, right? That person could be helping you with something down the line, or you could be helping them. And it's one of those things where being helped or being the helper is just, they're both exquisitely beautiful. They're both exquisitely beautiful, and one is not better than the other. One more thing before we wrap up. I'm not sure what year you gave this to me, but it was right before Christmas Eve. And for many of you, you know that we have a gigantic Christmas Eve extravaganza where we have animals on stage, blah, 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 big plays and actors and singing and all kinds of stuff. And Jennifer gave me a little golden book. a little golden book that is called The Animals of Christmas Eve. Isn't that so cute? And when she gave it to me, I think it was before you even decided that you were going to get pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. And I just remember having the thought, someday I'm going to give this back to Jennifer for her baby.
That makes me cry. So sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. Jennifer, we so appreciate you. We love you. We love Greg. No, Greg is a real character, so that's why I'm laughing.
He's home with the baby right now. She's a little under the weather.
Yeah,
so.
we love Ruby. We love any more children you might want to have. We love your parents. We love your friends. We love everybody. We love you. Thank you so much for allowing us to be your community and to support you through this journey. And there will be more support coming.
I'm sure.
Because you'll need it, girl.
Yes, keep praying for us.
Yeah, no, we all need each other, and that's one of the reasons we have this spiritual center, is that we can help each other and lift each other up. So thank you. Let's give Jen some love. Thank you so much. All right, let us do a prayer. How beautiful it is to just swim in this sea of love and to know that that love is God's love. That love is God itself, and that love is one with us right here and right now, in every moment, in every breath, in every beating of our hearts. It is in science, it is in our physiology, it is in nature, it is all things. It is in that which is intangible, in our generative capacity to create community, to love. It is in our ups and our downs, and it is in our joys and our sorrows. Love is omnipresent. Love is in all things. How beautiful it is to realize that and to recognize that today, and to know that we are one with it. Because if love is anywhere, then love is everywhere, and love is right here in each of us, expressing through us in seen and unseen ways. And so today I anchor in that love on behalf of all of us. Together, let us anchor in that love and just feel it surging in our bodies, feel it surging in our hearts, knowing that it is the very truth of our being, and knowing that that love is our guide. Today I speak these words of truth, that if any prayer feels like it's going unanswered, just wait, just watch and pray. Just be with the stillness and know that God is constantly working through each of us, that love is constantly working through each of us, and we expand our vision, we expand our hearts so that the answer comes to us naturally, easily, and most often in surprising ways that we never even considered before. I have faith in every single person sitting in this room. I have faith in the power of love as it works through each of us. I have faith in the power of joy and in the power of peace and in the power of presence as it works through the entire world. And so together, let us hold that faith so that we hold it as one, and that in that holding of this faith, in that holding yet releasing of this faith, we lift each other up. We lift up the whole world. We lift up the cosmos, and we proclaim loudly, inwardly, that love is all there is, and we are part of that love. And so I'm just so grateful, so very grateful for this opportunity to speak these words of truth, so grateful for the transformation that I know is happening in each of us, so grateful for the transformation that is happening in the cosmos, on the planet Earth, and so grateful that we get to be part of that change that we wish to see through our love, through our tenderness, through our compassion, through our peaceful power, and through our grace. I bless the spiritual center, and I bless all paths to God. Churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, gurdwaras, fundamentalists, atheists, agnostics. I bless all beings everywhere. I bless the animal kingdom, for all beings are a blessing. And with a heart that is so filled with grace and so filled with blessedness, I say thank you, Spirit. Thank you, love. And I release these words into the divine mystery. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
Are you now where you stand, better than you were yesterday? Did you add to yourself, or maybe you finally stripped away an idea that held you fastened to the ground? Did you find There's something new at hand. Look up, the view itself is grand. Get out, the day is waiting, bursting with things to be celebrating. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. All at once, you are one with the sound of the birds there in the trees, and your worries become weightless as you surrender to the breeze, and it carries you to some place lighter still. It's a tranquil dew that nature's cup has filled. Come have your fill and wake up. There's something new at hand. Look up, the view itself is grand. Get out, the day is waiting, bursting with things to be celebrating. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the song that my heart must sing. I want to dance and remember that this is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Let's leave tomorrow for tomorrow, and the past there where it is. Now is the time we're given. It's the present that we're living. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the song that my heart must sing. I want to dance and remember that this is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Oh, this is the day. This is the day.
Few quick announcements and then we're set. All righty. So let's see who got the flowers today. Say what? It's the Academy Awards. Yeah. Price Waterhouse is, yeah. For Christine Both, who has done so much behind the scenes for our congregation with Circle of Blessings, and who has recently celebrated her 24th birthday. We celebrate you. Yay! That's great. Thank you, Christine. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we've got some ambassadors around. Would the ambassadors like to stand up? Yes. So, yes. You may... There he is. Okay. You may be wondering what an ambassador is. It's somebody who is sometimes wearing a green stole, and they have all of the answers to just about everything, but most especially about the church. If you've got questions about the church, they can guide you towards what we're about and where to find the bathroom and all kinds of important things like that. Kim Bryson, the wonderful Kim Bryson, who just stood up a moment ago, she is teaching a fantastic class called Expect a Miracle. Oh man, you should take this class and watch your life bloom. It's starting on November 7th, and it's about learning to live life with no limitations. It's in the evening, and the details are on our website, and you can sign up via our website as well as a sign-up sheet out there at the desk by the window, by the stained glass window out there. Okay. On November 20th, we're having a interfaith Thanksgiving celebration. It's down at the Mission, and it's a whole bunch of spiritual faiths getting together. The Sikh Gurdwara is represented. I'm representing our church. The Rabbi Lisa will be there. Other Christian faiths as well. And our choir is singing, and there is a pie social afterwards. So if you want to come, well, you can come anyway, but if you have a pie to bring, see, I just got very southern there, bring your pies, okay? All right. 75th Anniversary Committee. Oh, wow. 75th anniversary of our center being in this building, right? Of our charter in Ventura. Okay, so we are focusing on the celebration, and we are learning, we're figuring out how to preserve our history. There's a committee forming, and so if you'd like to be part of that committee, you can sign up for it. I'm assuming out there, right, Jen? Okay, the kiosk desk out there. We've got lots of outreach opportunities. The most important one right now is food share. Okay, Thanksgiving is coming, and there are some people that are lacking food. Last year we gave 700 pounds of food to Food Share. Let's try and up that this year. Let's shoot for, is 800 sound good? 800 pounds? That's like a gorilla. Okay. I was going to say, like 5 of me, but okay, a gorilla works too. All right. Okay, so we're bringing food, non-perishable stuff. They like peanut butter, tuna fish, canned soups, all kinds of stuff like that. We've got bins in the foyer there and also in that room back there. Choir rehearsals for Hearts and Harmony. That's happening after service every Sunday. It happens downstairs from 11:30 to 12:30. You can come if you like to sing. You don't have to audition. You just show up and you sing along with the greatest. Okay? After service, we've got lots of opportunities. There's food out there that you can have. You can also browse our bookstore. We've got some fancy shirts for sale. We've got lots of great books. And we also have a book giveaway and a puzzle giveaway if you're interested in that. And one of the best things to do after the service is to get prayer from a practitioner. Our practitioners are wearing these white stoles that you see, and if anything came up for you, like let's say there's an unanswered prayer, right? We talked a lot about unanswered prayers today. Let's say there's a prayer or a place in your life where you feel stuck. That's a great time to see a practitioner and get a different perspective through the way that they pray. And they are magnificent prayers. I can vouch for every single one of them. They are awesome. So come on down, change your life, get a great prayer, and all will be well. All right, I think that's all I've got today. So thank you so much for coming, and let us pray together one more time. Here we go. And so I turn within to celebrate this time together. Let us collectively celebrate this great warmth of community that we have felt here in this time. Let us celebrate the truth that everybody has shown up by divine appointment to lend our consciousness, to lend our laughter, to lend our tears, to lend what is ever happening in our lives, to create this circle, to create this soup of wholeness that is bubbling and boiling and spilling out into individual lives and spilling out into the cosmos. It is so wonderful to participate in community, and I am so grateful that you all came today to share in this divine process that not only blesses our lives individually, but blesses the world at large. So grateful that we get to be the change that we wish to see in the world, and so grateful that we are willing to do the work together to allow that to happen. And so I open up one more time, open up to the power and presence of God that longs to live and move and have its perfect being through each of us individually and collectively. And in that state of openness, I say, thank you, Spirit, thank you, love, and I release these words into the divine mystery, and together we say, and so it is.